Welcome to the My Jewish Listings podcast, the podcast about everything Jewish and kosher, inviting support from within the Jewish community. Visit myjewishlistings.com to find a Jewish-owned business near you. And now, your host, Doron Ellie.
Hi, Shai. How are you doing? Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm
Good
doing
morning.
great. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing fantastic. So we have Shai Goldstein with us from A2Z Filings. I'm so excited to have you on because we're so excited to hear about your business and what you're doing, how you're helping people, and helping people help other people. I'd love to hear, tell us a little bit about A2Z Filings and, your nonprofit work that you're helping people with.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I'm in I have a unique business, and what I do is basically I set up nonprofit organizations for people all around the United States and Canada that want to set up nonprofit organizations. And one of the things is it's a lot different than opening up a business like an LLC or a corporation. Setting up a nonprofit has a lot more paperwork, a lot more compliance,
Oh.
has a lot more paperwork from the state, from the I. Then you have, so basically, to open up a nonprofit, it's two stages. Stage one is we open up the nonprofit corporation in the state that you live. And then we have IRS paperwork. That's the hard part where a lot of people are scared, are afraid of the IRS, and
Mm.
it's very, very complicated. So, what we do is we make life very easy for all our clients. We do all the paperwork for you. You don't have to do any paperwork. The only thing you have to do is give me the information about your nonprofit. We will put it on paperwork. We will write the IRS language for you, and we'll even submit it to the IRS. And then in the end, our 100% satisfactory, you will get your 501c3 letter from the IRS.
Oh wow! So I mean, you kind of take care of everything on the back end. I mean, what are there like any hurdles that you have to go through just to get that processed?
Definitely. The number one hurdle that I have encountered in all the years that I've been doing it, that a lot of people don't know really what they want, and they have a dream. They want to, save the world. They want to help their community. They have this beautiful dream, but they don't know how to put it on paper. So that's where I come in. I have special professional writers. I have
Oh wow!
intellectual that will actually take your information and put it on paper, and then what we do is after we put it all together, we send it to the client looks it over, views it. If he likes it, we submit it to the IRS. If he wants to do changes, we can definitely do any changes. But this is the key: it gives them the starting point, of their dream on paper, where 95% of people don't put their dream on paper. That's
Ah.
what we do is we put the dream on paper, and then and then by the minute the dream is on paper, then it becomes an actual real thing that's tangible.
I see.
That's what we have to do.
Wow. So and is this just for like new businesses that are trying to become not for profits, or like can you already be a business and try to transfer the title from like you're saying like an LLC or a corporation over to a nonprofit?
The thing is, the IRS and the states don't allow that. It has to be a total separate entity, and it has to be a brand new entity.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So basically, like if you already have a company set up, you can create a new entity that you'd be donating to then.
That is correct. So what I suggest you can do is basically create a nonprofit organization while you have your corporation, and then you can donate money from your corporation to your nonprofit, and you will be able to get a tax write-off in the end of the year for your corporation.
Wow. So there's a lot of benefits then, huh?
Oh yeah, to have a nonprofit, there's a lot of benefits. Benefit one, the number one benefit is you're helping people in the community.
Well,
That's the number one
naturally,
benefit.
yes.
Yes,
The ultimate purpose.
exactly. The next one is that you can buy things tax free. So basically, you want to go out and buy a computer for your organization. or anything. So you don't have you get a special certificate from your state where it's tax free. So you can buy things completely tax free and not pay tax for your organization. So
What?
when yes,
That's news to me. I I love hearing that kind of stuff.
yeah. Number two is that people will give donations to good causes. If
Of
someone
course.
likes your cause and this is the key word, they resonate with your cause and they feel somehow connected to your cause, they will give you so much money to keep your organization going. Then you can also have grants. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be upfront. It's very hard to get grants, but they are very doable. I'm not
Hmm.
going to lie. It's hard, but you can definitely get grants. You can get grants. It's called seed grants, where you can get from $5,000 to $10,000 if you're a brand new organization and you're starting. You can get those type of grants, or you can get bigger grants. And this is the key: the longer your organization is current and active and in the years and you have movement in your bank and your 990, you will get bigger and bigger grants. Then you can get government grants. Government grants are huge, but again, it's you have to
Hard.
do a lot of
Yeah, they're hard to
paperwork.
get. Yeah.
Yeah, to get.
Wow.
And that's
I mean, are there any limitations to becoming a non or starting up a nonprofit, or is it just all these
yeah,
benefits?
there's a lot of benefits. There is going to be some, drawbacks, and I'm going to be upfront. And the reason I'm saying this is the word I'm upfront and honest, because most people will never tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this, is that technically you don't own the organization.
Mhm.
See, if you open up an LLC or a corporation, you own it 100%. As a nonprofit, the community owns it. You have a board of
Oh.
directors. Those board of directors run the operation. So that means I'll give you an example that is actually a fact. When you have an LLC or a corporation and some guy comes to you and says, I want to see how much money you're bringing in, you can say goodbye and there's nothing he can do. But if a person comes to your organization and says, I want to see your books, how much money you're bringing in, by law, you have to show it to him. And if you say, no, I don't want to show it to you, he can take you to court and you're going to lose. And the judge is going to say you have at least 30 days to show him all the books.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
why? It's because it's a public entity.
And I mean I see the value in that too, because your the whole foundation is obviously for the whole community, so
Correct.
that there is it's kind of keeps you in check, I feel, right?
That's exactly correct. See, it's the whole issue why the government did this, and I understand is for stealing or any issues that because this is community money. This is
Hmm.
other people's money, and if you're mishandling it, they have a right to know where the money went, and
Absolutely.
that's why something very important that people don't realize is the tax return for a nonprofit is called a 990. Every 990 is actually publicly on the IRS website. So any information that you put on a 990 is going to be public to the world on
Wow.
the IRS website. So you have to be very careful where your money goes and how you spend it, because it's all going to be on the IRS website that anybody can see.
I see. I mean, it totally makes sense. I mean, there's so many advantages that we want to make sure that people aren't kind of just reaping the benefits and taking advantage of that. So I totally get that, and that makes sense. I I feel like I'm learning so much in this. This is great.
But again, there's a lot of reward, a lot of reward, opening up a nonprofit. And I'll tell you another thing is that my goal and my mission of my company is to help everybody open up a nonprofit and not to charge them a lot of money, because the whole essence of opening up a nonprofit is helping the community. So how
Exactly.
can I charge a client so much money to help the community out? Because it's community money. It doesn't make sense.
Wow. I mean, that you're helping the community in so many ways, obviously, because like as you said, there's so many hurdles in filing the paperwork and just getting it on paper, which is obviously the most important thing to get you to the next step in achieving your goals and obtaining the nonprofit status. Because if you don't have that, I mean, you kind of just hit a wall every single time that you try getting this going. So it seems like you're just kind of saving the world with one paperwork sheet at a time.
Right. Now, there's one thing I want to say to the viewers or the listeners
Hmm.
is that it could take up to 6 months with the IRS to get your 501c3 approval from the IRS.
Hmm.
And because they have so many clients, and because COVID right now, they're not working as much as they used to in their offices. So the paper from the day you submit the paperwork, it could take up to 6 months before you even hear anything from the IRS.
Oh, so from like from A to Z in the whole filing process, how long would you say that it total takes just to finally obtain that nonprofit status?
So basically, like this is that from the time I get the paperwork and we submit it, it could take up to 6 months with the IRS, but I've seen cases where the IRS can actually expedite it and
Oh,
you can get it within 30 days to 90
oh
days.
wow, wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
All right.
But it,
Well, I mean, no, it's great to hear. No, because I wasn't sure if it's like just the application straight with the IRS or if it's these other applications that you have to go through these different departments just to get it set. But it sounds like the IRS is the key place here.
Correct. The state right now, because COVID, the state right now is taking between a week to 2 weeks right now. But I've seen in a lot of incidences, you can actually spend a little, some states you can spend a little extra money and expedite it for 24 hours. And that's what I recommend very highly is to do that, is to basically spend that little extra money and expedite it so you don't have to wait around 2 weeks and waste your time.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, because you want to get things going. Once you kind of have like everything set and you're motivated and you have everything ready, you don't want to just stand around and wait for just that file to get accepted, right? But
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
and especially these days with COVID, there's so many organizations that have obviously been popping up. And we're all trying to help the community in one way or another. People are donating food to homeless shelters and doing so much. So, if someone wants to start something up, how do they get in contact with you? How do they reach you to start up a
Yeah,
nonprofit?
yeah. So let me give you my phone number or my website. Let me give you my website so you can actually look at my website and see if this is something that you really want to do. I have a small little video. My website is the number two, the letter Z, and the word filings with an S in the end. So it's A2Z Filings.com. That is my website, A2Z Filings. And my number is area code 561 212 1192. Let me repeat the number again. It's area code 561 212 1192.
All right, well, beautiful. Well, and I'm so glad to have learned obviously so much of the process of starting a nonprofit and trying to help others, and I absolutely love what you're doing. So thank you so much, Shai, for coming on with us. If you're
Thank you.
anyone's trying to reach him, like he said, it's A2Z Filings. .com or if you can reach him at his phone number, it's probably the best way to reach him. And you can also find him on myjewishlistings.com. If there's any questions that you have, please just leave it in the comments below. And yeah, once again, thanks so much.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing.
Oh, of
I
course.
don't want anybody to be afraid to call me. Anybody can call me whenever they want. I'll be glad to talk to them and explain to them everything. And I'm very, very personable on the phone. And don't be afraid.
I mean, we already hear that right now talking to you. You're obviously very personable and create a connection with everyone that you talk to. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you for all the listeners and the viewers.
My pleasure.